Hi, I'm Brenda Bailey from Pipe Plate Patterns, and we're here today to talk about some basic techniques for quilting. We are going to talk about a safe way to use your rotary cutter. Rotary cutters can be very dangerous because the blade on them is so sharp, so we're going to show you some ways to do that and to straighten up your fabric when you get ready to cut your strips. Okay, this is the piece of fabric that a couple of weeks ago we folded, and now we're ready to start cutting our pieces for our quilt. So this piece of fabric, I'm just going to unroll it and unfold it a couple of folds. Then I'm going to take my ruler and take one of these lines that goes across the ruler and put it on the fold of the fabric, right along the fold. Now I'm going to straighten up the edge of the fabric. Now when you use your rotary cutter, always keep it closed until you're ready to use it. And there are things you can buy, little handles you can attach to your rulers. But like I say, we don't use any fancy equipment, so we just use our ruler as it is. But if you put 4 fingers on your ruler and 1 finger off your ruler, it will keep it in place and it won't move on you. That's one of the problems with using the ruler, is that sometimes when you start to cut, it will move. So if you put 4 fingers on the ruler and 1 off, and then when you cut, if you have your blade straight up like this, sometimes it will go off onto your ruler and cut your finger, or it will make a little chip in your ruler. And sometimes if you have it straight up, it will go off to veer off to this side. So when you're getting ready to cut, don't have it straight up and down. Just tip it a little bit into the ruler and hold the ruler down really hard so it doesn't move. And then when you're done, you close your blade. Now, this is a good way to tell if your fabric is folded correctly, because you can unfold this little piece you just cut off to straighten the edge of your fabric. And this is the middle, and if it had a little elbow in it, then you would know that you needed to refold your fabric. This one is straight, and so I know that the fabric is folded correctly. So it's a good way to check your fabric and make sure it's folded correctly so your strips are going to be straight. If it's not folded correctly, like I say, you'll have a little elbow there right where the fold is. Now as you cut your strips, and we like to cut strips when we sew, and you can use your mat and line the edge, the cut edge, the straight edge, onto the mat, and then count over however many inches you need to cut. Or you can use your ruler, and if I'm going to cut a 3-inch strip, then I will put the 3-inch line on the cut edge, and I will put this line on the folded edge, and then I will cut. Now every time you cut a strip, about every 3 or 4 times, you may have to straighten it up a little bit because it does get off a little bit. If I cut another one, it looks like line it up here, line it up there. If it doesn't line up exactly right on both edges, then move it over, cut it, and then straighten it up again on this. Be really, really careful with your rotary cutters. If you just brush against it, if it's open, it will cut your finger, cut your toe, cut whatever. So make sure you always keep it closed when you're not using it. Thanks. See you next time.